Hello, Tim Jones here, and welcome to another edition of View from the Bleachers. As I age, I'm routinely reminded that my body and my brain are slowly declining. I will almost certainly never again grace the cover of People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive issue. And, I'm pretty sure were I to have my IQ reevaluated, it would no longer be anywhere near 275. As an example, not long ago, I was looking at a small furry rodent nibbling at something in the park, a type of critter we've all seen before. Small, with brown stripes, and an adorable button nose, kind of like a squirrel, but browner and smaller. Yeah, for the life of me, I could not think of the name. A total brain freeze. And then the next day, sitting with my wife on the couch, it hit me, and reflexively I blurted out, "Chipmunk!" Naturally, my wife was startled and more than a little confused, as that had never been one of my pet names for her. You know, I think I'm slowly starting to lose it. Let me explain with a story that happened to me not long ago. Sadly, the story is completely true and deeply embarrassing. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. Not long ago, I walked into our garage to retrieve something, but by the time I had gotten there and turned on the light, I had no recollection of why I went in there in the first place. And then there was the time last week when I logged into Netflix on my computer and it asked me for my password, something that I've done 1,000 times before. But in that instant, I had another deer in the headlights moment, completely blanking out as to what was my password. Now, what makes this even crazier is that, well, my password for every website is the same. Smelly butt pound 1776 exclamation point. And just moments ago, I had this vivid memory of having shared my universal password on screen with anybody watching this video. Well, enjoy my Netflix account, everybody, I guess. Now, what was I thinking anyways? Well, clearly I wasn't. And that brings me to the point of this video. It's about a terribly embarrassing incident that happened a couple years ago during the peak of the COVID pandemic, at a time when everybody was expected to wear a mask like this in public. Now, consider the following Exhibit A in the case that I am clearly losing my mind. Ever since I turned 45, well, I've always worn glasses. I wear my glasses everywhere. I wear glasses in all of my YouTube videos, or else I never could make out the text on my teleprompter. Sorry to burst your bubble if you thought I just did all these videos by memory. No. So one time, during the pandemic, I was out doing errands, and I entered the local IGA grocery store wearing my glasses and wearing a mask due to COVID. Okay? Sort of like this. As often happened when I wore my mask, my glasses began to fog up, so I pushed my glasses onto my forehead. And so this way I could kind of see, and I continued with my shopping. Okay? So that's what I did. Well, anyways, after about 20 minutes of shopping, I placed my hand on my forehead. I felt around, and that's when I noticed, oh my gosh, shoot, my glasses were no longer there. So I retraced my steps from the previous 20 minutes, reversing the path that I had taken as best as my faulty memory could recall. I should add that, as you can plainly see, my glasses frames are clear, so they would easily disappear into the floor, making them a particularly vulnerable target for any shopping cart or shoe. After another 20 minutes of searching high and low, I finally gave up. My glasses were nowhere to be found. I went up to one of the cashiers and I asked if anyone had turned in a pair of glasses. "I do have a pair of glasses, sir." "Could these be yours?" the young lady asked. But even without my glasses, I could immediately tell they were not mine, as my glasses had clear frames, and the ones that she showed me were, well, they were clearly a young girl's Hello Kitty glasses. "Thanks anyway," I said, "but no, those aren't my glasses. I guess I'll just keep looking." And then another young, friendly cashier chimed in. "Could you describe them, sir?" "Sure," I said. "They're clear frames, rather nondescript." And that's when the young cashier interrupted me and said, with an air of curiosity, I might add, "Excuse me, sir, but do your glasses look anything like the pair of glasses you're currently wearing?" Uh-oh. I felt the blood drain from my face. And then I felt my face. Oh, crap. Oh, I had been wearing my glasses the entire time. At some point, I must have absent-mindedly pulled my glasses down from the top of my head so that I could actually see the labeling on some package, and I just forgot to push them back up on my forehead. The cashier must have thought I was an idiot, mainly because I was an idiot. Now, what makes this story even more ironic is that when my two daughters were young, I often made up bedtime stories for them. My favorite such story was one that I told my daughter Rachel when she was just about 3 years old, and I called it Rachel and Her Missing White Hat. Now, you see, my daughter loved this one furry white hat. For a period of time, she would wear it everywhere. I mean everywhere, all year round, even in summer. And she did look cute in it, I have to say. It looked a lot like the hat in this image. So I wove this story about a little girl who loved her furry white hat so much that she, well, wore it everywhere. And one day, the little girl could not find her favorite white hat. And in my Shaggy Dog story, the little girl looked everywhere in the desperate search to find her fluffy white hat. All over the house, at her school, at the farm, and yes, even the grocery store. But she could not find her favorite hat anywhere until her daddy told her to look in the mirror. And voila! That's when she discovered her furry white hat. It had been on her head the entire time. Rachel loved the story and insisted that I tell it to her night after night for many months. So what's my point? It's simply this. Several decades later, there I was in the grocery store, literally reenacting the very same children's story that I had told my toddler at bedtime, unable to find my own glasses that were there on my head the entire time. You know, they say that as you get older, you start to revert to your childhood. I just didn't realize they meant it quite so literally. Well, that's the view from the bleachers. That's odd. You didn't happen to see a pair of clear eyeglasses, did you? Now, where did I put them? Here we go again.